for April 11th, 2023. My clock says it's 3:35. Roll call, please.
Yeah, Jack Luther,
You're here, Jack.
you're here, Jack.
Yes.
Ron Nimitz,
Present.
okay, Kristen Vandeland. Here. Lindsay Gibson
Yeah, oh, I'm
She's
sorry, here.
and Tom Blue Rock, who just walked in, he's here, so all five of you are here.
Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of minutes. Approved March 14th, 2023 minutes. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
No.
Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
You are all move approval.
Tom, gave a motion,
Yes.
somebody second,
I second it.
Lindy seconded.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion
And I
passes.
abstain. I abstained because I wasn't here last week
You did.
or last month.
Motion passes. Thank you. General public comments. I don't see any public there. Is there anybody there, Jennifer?
There are some people.
Yes, there are, but I believe they're all here for agenda items.
Okay.
Yes,
New business, review and approve HPC 2022 annual report to be presented to the city commission.
hang tight on that. I'm gonna hand these out and then I'll pull them up so you guys can see them. Here we go.
Thank you for doing that, Jennifer, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let me pull it up because I just finished it a few minutes ago and that way you can see what I actually drafted. It is sparse, but it gets the job done. Plus, you know, we didn't have, Matthew was out. We only had 10 meetings last year with everything that happened with the city manager and the flood. I think that it's kind of understandable that there wasn't as much going on as the year before. Give me a second to pull this up. Don't even do this to me right now. Oh, hold that thought. I'm just gonna read it out loud, but give me a second to try to connect here. There we go. Alrighty. Hang on, I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see it, because I don't think I'm sharing. All right, Ron and Jack, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Alrighty, let me try to blow this up. Here's what's going on. Top is just basically, I tried to capture from what I could from the minutes from last year. Who served what months? I think Bob left in March and Kristen, I think you were officially here July to December. We didn't have a May meeting.
Yes.
And I don't know what happened in June. Does that sound right though?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Matthew was out in March, Jim took over April to October, and then I was here November and December. We're just gonna leave you as the chair, Ron, instead of trying to figure out all that. I think it's, unless you guys want me to change it, it's your report.
Nope, that's right.
10 times, and here's what I gathered from going through the minutes that that you, not me, you accomplished last year. So if you guys want to just take a quick look, tell me if there's anything missing, if there's anything you think is wrong. I'm happy to insert it in there.
Looks fine.
That's what I like to hear.
Do we adopt this?
If everybody, so they're just now looking at it, so give them a second, but yeah, if you are, if this is all good to go for you, then Jack, you'll want to call for a motion to approve this and forward it to the city commission. And then I'll tell you how we get it there after we do all that.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the annual report and forward it to the city commission.
I'd like to make the motion.
Okay,
Okay, Let Ron make the motion.
I'll second.
Tom's gonna second. He's right in there. All right.
All right. I'm assuming that there's no further discussion, so all in favor of the motion to approve the yearly report, say aye.
I,
Right.
Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you, Jennifer, for doing that. Do you want me to attend the city commission meeting to present that, or is that necessary?
So just real quick, to present this to the commission, if you want, we can put this on the agenda for the April 18th meeting. Ron, ideally, you would be able to present it. If you're not able to, then Jack, as the co-chair from last year and also stepping in as the chair. I don't think that's gonna be possible for you unless you want to fly home from Mexico to do that. And I mean, as much as I'm sure you would like to come home just for that, I understand if you want to stay in Mexico. Ron, do you think you'll be able to make that meeting?
Yeah, that's on the 18th are they 5 o'clock? Is that right?
5:30, I believe,
Yeah.
but I'll send you the details. And if for some reason you can't make it last minute, can you let me know? And I am, if you're all okay with it, I'm happy to present it to the commission, which is what I did for the planning boards.
Yeah.
Because they were all spring break too.
That sounds fine.
Thanks. That is all for that. Now, so before you start, Jack, so there's 2 items on the agenda. There's the signage, the sign for the Soul Dog Studio. And then there's the signage review and also lighting and paint trim, I think, for Blend Smoothie Company. I sent everybody an email this morning. True North had to make a slight modification to their facade material, so they're here to discuss that with you. And then also, the gentleman who owns Hyatt House is here. So we're gonna try to, if you're okay with that, add that in at the end as well. He would like to discuss the improvements he has done and the painting he's planning for the sign, the Hyatt House sign. So are you okay with adding those 2 things under the agenda?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay. It's your show, Jack. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm breaking up a little bit, so I didn't catch all that, but I'm assuming that under new business, item B, design review for the Soul Dog Studio and Flying Fox Fine Art window sign. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Lynn.
Yes,
Do you have the packet that I sent out with the design review?
Looking at it.
Okay. And I don't believe she did not have, I changed the form after, or before, I think, or sorry, after she submitted this, but, she's here to answer any questions you have about the sign. I think, Lynn, it's just, decals, right, that go in the windows?
yep. I'm gonna be talking to Delta Sign. And that's the size, the dimensions are maximum. It'll probably be smaller than that. I just want to talk to Lynn at Delta first. The fox, the jumping fox, I'm gonna see if she can make an image of one of my paintings, my little pouncing fox painting.
pretty sure I've seen it in the window.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Pull it.
Well, then I had a couple questions for you, if I may.
Of course.
It looks like you've got 2 windows on the north side of the door and 1 on the south side. Are you gonna put that logo on all 3 windows or just one or
It's
2?
right now, the plan is to put it only on the door.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking, I would like to do something on the windows, but I would come back to you and get that approved before I did anything like that.
Okay, I misunderstood then. And the other question I had, those little green things that you got newly added to the front of the building, what are those?
They're bronze pieces, originally off a police station in New York, and they will be flower boxes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, they look very nice. I just was wondering what they were.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm
that's-
gonna pull them out, just, they're about a foot deep, and I'll make flower boxes that fit behind them and within them. So it'll be pretty.
Okay, so I have no other questions then. Thank you. Anybody else?
Not to be too snicky about this, but any facade treatment should have come here as part of this. Shouldn't it?
Okay, is there,
But
can I add that in now?
sure,
Okay.
think so?
There's pictures that show what they look like. They're very nice. They're heavy. When I put the flower boxes in, they'll be anchored, not to the sidewalk, just the way, each of those things weighs about 150 pounds. So it's not something people can move, and I just want to put the flower boxes in. They're sitting right now, they're sitting against the building so that people don't come and try wobbling them over. But once the flower boxes are in, I don't think anybody can tip them or anything.
That's good.
So what you're applying for are those two things with flower boxes and a sign on the door.
A
Yep.
decal.
Yeah, well, a decal sign
yeah.
on the door.
Yes.
If for the commissioners, if you're okay, would you like to request that Lynn comes back once the flower boxes are set up, or at least sends a picture so I can sort of show you what the finished product
I think
is?
that would be fine. I mean, there's
I
nothing,
trust her.
Okay,
Yeah. Because they're not too deep.
No,
Yeah,
they're
she's-
only they're 13 inches deep.
they're not gonna be as
Okay.
deep as those things. I'll move approval on that.
I second it.
so, and the decal on the door as well? Are you
Yeah.
moving to
well,
approve
all-
both?
all-
Okay, so that's
Yes.
Tom,
everything.
and then Lindy second. Is there any other discussion? Sorry, I didn't hear Ron, if you had anything.
I don't. I think, I think the signage is appropriate. I think I like the idea of the flower boxes. And Lynn, I didn't get to say hi, so it's good to see you again.
Hi,
But,
Ron.
yeah, I'm good with it all, guys.
Okay,
So, Jack, do you want to call for a vote?
Oh, the motion's been made and seconded to approve the application from Flying Fox. All those in favor say aye.
I,
Aye. Those approved, those against it, nay. Motion passes. Thanks, Lynn, for coming in. That's right.
Thank you all so much. I look forward to having you see it when it's done.
That's
Uh,
right.
Thanks, Lynn.
Lynn,
It'll
I'm
look
sorry.
much better than my drawing. Yes.
I'm sorry, before you go, I just want to make sure, I think you're planning on pushing them completely out of the doorway, right? So none of these,
Yes. Yes. They're gonna
Um,
sit outside the door. I only set them like that so they set around the corner and they're just more stable because people have been coming up and looking at them, and I just didn't want one to tip over until they were finished.
so that was my other thing. I would caution you to be very, very careful. Once you have those planted, maybe find a little toddler to test it to make sure that they can't put their feet on it and tip it over and fall under a 150-pound piece of iron, since that's in the right of way.
I don't think that can happen even with them empty. But once
Okay.
I'm gonna build flower boxes, and under the flower boxes, I'm gonna anchor it to concrete
Perfect.
blocks or something heavy
That
that won't
sounds,
be visible. So, yeah, I'm all about the safety. I don't want them, that's why they're sitting like they are, because I tested them. It's like, well, they don't tip over, and I didn't want them to bounce back and hit the glass, so.
just don't want little Susie Q to end up under a giant flower box. That's my
and
concern.
if she did,
No,
they-
we don't.
It's in the right of way.
Yeah.
It's on the sidewalk, so it's
oh,
ours.
city.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Lynn.
Okay, under new business, item C, design review, Blend Smoothie Company, sign, lighting, paint and trim. Is there anyone here representing,
Yes.
I'm Jason, and my wife Brittany. Thanks.
Okay, so did you guys, was everybody able to see, Jason did fill out the new design, review application form and provided a lot of information. So hopefully that was everything that you guys needed.
to look through this.
Let me try to pull this up. Share.
Okay, I had a couple of questions, if I may, for you. The lettering on the windows.
Yes, sir.
Have you got the whole building there, or you're just renting the north half of the building?
I have all of the glass windows that you see on that corner and pretty much that entire red plywood stripe. That is everything that we lease all the way to that white door on Lewis Street. So I don't have the black windows to the left of the red. That's the senior center
Yeah.
entrance.
That isn't you anyway.
Right, but I'm wondering, I think there's two doors that go into that area where the
There is. You are
thrift store
correct.
was.
There's two doors on the front and one on the side. The door on the right will be the entrance to Glen Smoothie. The left entrance is, we've partitioned that space into two separate spaces. So that's just our private office. So that door will not open. It will be closed to the public.
Okay, that answers that question. The second question I have is that I'm assuming that you worked with the senior center on painting that wood over the windows and the trim and everything.
Yes, sir. We did approach them first before we brought it to you, and they said if you guys were cool with it, they're cool with it. So
Okay, fine.
it has to be painted. It's pretty flaky and in deterioration. So yeah, they're cool with it if you guys are cool with it.
The other thing I had, then you're only going to put the signage on Main Street on the 4 north windows, is that correct?
Yeah, so it'd only be decals on the right-hand windows, those 4 you see on the front there on Main, and then the windows on the side on Lewis. The 3 windows to the left of our office, yeah, those windows
That's your,
there.
focus, yeah.
That's the sweet side as well. And then this door right here.
Yeah, okay.
That's our service entrance, so
Okay.
it is in one of the pictures that we wanted some decals that said service entrance only. That kind of goes into our kitchen area there. The office side will not have any decals on those windows or the door. We've actually built a partition right behind those windows, and that's going to be just an art gallery window.
Okay. And the last question I had then was on the neon sign that you're requesting us to approve.
Yes, sir.
It says it's a 45-inch sign, and I'm assuming that you're talking about circumference rather than diameter.
I'm assuming that's diameter.
It's diameter. It's a 4-foot diameter on that circle.
So it's 4 foot across the middle.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
This is gonna seem like a silly question, but it has happened before.
Yep.
On your picture, it's sort of showing it overlapping the window frame.
Yeah, if you notice that,
Okay.
so Brittany and I had to
Okay.
do some midnight revisions to Signs of Montana's paperwork. So yeah, we did a little cut and paste in there.
Okay,
Yeah, it will actually fit in
Yeah.
there. It's
so I figured
Yeah,
it
has
was a,
happened before.
trying to get
Yeah.
proportions on the printer at midnight.
It just doesn't look good if it
So it's good.
overlaps on the.
yeah,
frame.
of course, for sure. I just wanna make
Yeah,
sure.
that's.
Yeah, all of the
Yeah.
decals will be on the interior, yes, sir.
And I believe,
I did click lighting on that neon sign as one of the improvements, mainly because I didn't know where that neon sign fit.
So that's what you meant by that.
But yes, so we're not doing any other exterior lighting other than the neon. Signs of Montana, assured us that it would, apply to regulation and shouldn't be a problem with that.
Is that like a neon sign that hangs on the inside?
No, it's gonna be on the outside. In that picture that was up there, there is a bracket that is existing bracket that Signs of Montana said they can use that bracket. We don't have to do any kind of new bracketing system. So yeah, they're just gonna maybe add some attachment points to the existing bracket and then just use that.
Oh, is that one on the corner? Right on the corner of the building.
Yep, you can see it there. And it's also in the picture on the neon graphic. It kind of shows you.
Oh,
right there.
That
Okay.
is, I'm not sure that's the exact one, but we will be using the one that's on the building. The neon is just the white circle around it, the blend and the white line. The smoothie coat under that was a little too small for the neon, so they've elected to go with decal on that. So at night, you would only see the blend circle with the line under it.
And that neon sign right there, just so I understand for your record, is 40 something inches across.
I think he's got it,
It says
He's got it
45.
4 feet. I know, because he asked me about the height on that, because the top of that, the hanging bar is 13 feet. He said he had to be at least 8 feet
45
above the
inch
sidewalk.
cabinet, double sided. Okay.
So he made sure he stayed under that 4-foot diameter. So yeah, that's the 45 inches.
Okay, but it's not gonna be, it's
It's not
gonna
a
be the
square.
circle. Yeah.
It's a circle. I think the black is just representative of
Yep.
nighttime sky.
Okay. And I'm trying to double check that real quick. I didn't even think to look at this ahead of time, which I should be vetting. Really, all of you guys,
You should be telling
Need
us
to sort
whether
of
it's.
consider
inside
is the historic appropriateness. And what I should have done in advance of this, I just didn't have time, is to double check and make sure all the dimensions. So I think by saying you're okay with this size, if it requires the size to be smaller, I don't think it needs to come back. I think that's an administrative thing. We wouldn't allow it to be any larger without coming
Yeah,
back.
you would normally sort of check to see that all the prescriptive standards.
I would if I was on the ball, but sorry, not today.
Slap your-
I am slacking.
Yeah, if anything, it would be smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out, Tom.
Also. Sorry. about that.
That's
The,
okay.
Actually, this is a very good presentation. I wish they were all this good. You can sort of see what's going on and whatever your midnight.
It was a little stressful, but you know,
Cutting and
deadlines.
pasting and gluing. I'm excited.
Could
That
have done
originally
it
was
over the
the yellow.
weekend.
He didn't get our stuff back to us till like 5 o'clock on Monday,
Mhm.
and she wanted it back by noon. the next
I
day, so-
appreciate that.
Yeah, no,
It
no worries. We
makes
just
it-
got
That's
it.
why
done.
it's cut and pasted. So thank you.
It looks fantastic.
When do you guys open?
So tentatively mid-May, hopefully definitely by May, by Memorial Day weekend. But we'd like to get a soft opening by mid-May. You know, there's a bunch of hoops to hop through still, so.
So one thing about that, so the neon, and again, I'm gonna check this, but Jack Luther brought up a good point. I don't believe on our current regulations that that sign would be allowed, but
Yep.
it is under the modifications,
Yep.
which I think I had sent you.
Mhm.
Those actually do not go into effect until May 11th.
that's no
So
problem at all.
the sign, I would say if you install it, you can't light it up until May
Well,
11th.
that's fair enough. Yeah, absolutely no problem.
And I think, have you already applied for a sign permit?
Nope, you were the first stop, so.
Okay, so we'll get you in touch with the people that will handle that and I'll
Okay.
just let them know. But I think that you've been very forthcoming and back and forth providing information, so I'm not super concerned if you guys aren't.
This was,
Yeah.
this was a good presentation.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Most of them are, you know, some sort of sketchy thing and it kind of goes here.
I didn't want to get kicked back the next month, so.
Yeah.
So,
And you're repainting as well?
Yeah, so if you go back one of those, and that red plywood that we talked about that's deteriorating. Yeah, we'd like to go with a charcoal color. It's a charcoal blackish. It matches up really well with the seniors, black windows.
Okay.
And we have included a paint sample with that original
You did.
application too, so.
yes, I think I took
Yeah, so there was a picture of us kind of, if you go,
I think I,
I think you passed it.
It was true.
There it was.
There you go.
Yep.
hang on.
That's what it would look like. If it was
So
dark.
that's as red, and then the next one,
Ah,
we'd like to just go with that black there.
I think I put your paint sample in here, though. I thought I
It is,
did
it is.
It is, yes.
Midnight stroll or something like that.
That's good. It blends with the windows.
Yeah, we actually matched it to the metal
Thank you.
trim on the
Yeah.
window, so.
I think this all looks fine.
Yeah.
Right on.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Shall we-
if I just want to make one comment, I agree, I think it looks great, and I appreciate the presentation, I think it's appropriate, it's, you know, I like the black color that you're going with, or the charcoal on the top. I do think it's important, Jennifer, to note that, the signage, if there is any slight modifications, it doesn't get any bigger, because I think the proportions of the corner sign, the hanging, surface mounted sign, is appropriate as shown. I think if it gets any bigger, it might start to feel out of scale. Same thing with the window, the circular window, but other than those comments, I think it looks great.
Thank you.
Anytime anybody wants to enlarge anything beyond what you've approved, I would require that it come back to you. Anytime it's smaller, I think
Yeah, no
that's
problem.
sort of less of an impact. So as long as you're okay with the materials, I probably wouldn't require them to wait a month, but it sounds like you're good with these sizes and
Yes, ma'am.
I think we should, can I move approval?
You may.
That I do.
Tom, motion for approval.
I second it.
Kristen, second.
Before I call for a vote, I'm gonna voice my opinion about the neon sign. I'm gonna vote against this for the reason that I don't think that the neon sign meets our sign code. Our sign code says in the style of historic downtown signs, and I can't see that this fits in with the historic downtown signs, so that's my only objection to this proposal. Otherwise, I think it's very well presented. I'm glad that the business is going in there. That's it. So
I would,
I think the neon sign is a little bit too modern for my taste for downtown. Anyway,
Yeah.
the motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion?
So I'd request that then, unless everybody else disagrees with the neon, that we have two separate motions. I would recommend that we have a motion to accept the improvements as proposed minus the neon sign. You can vote on that. And then we'll have a motion to approve the neon sign as proposed, and we can vote on that.
I will amend the motion therefore.
Awesome. Okay, so,
Vote on it.
Oh, I second as
she's
much.
second with no neon, correct?
We're just.
Yeah,
breaking it up.
just for the.
Yeah.
other
Just breaking it up into two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
Jack, can you call for a vote on all the improvements as proposed minus the neon sign? We're gonna do that separate.
Actually, can I, before we vote, can I just have ask a question again? So is there are there two neon signs? Is it the surface mounted wall sign and then the Windows sign? Are both of those neon?
No, so there's only one neon box. It is double sided, so you would see it from both sides of that corner. But it is just one box, and I'm not for sure, but I think they're only like 6 to 8 inches wide, where they keep the transformers in there. So
Right.
yeah,
The windows are decal.
the windows are
The
all
windows.
decals.
Okay, that's where I had a misunderstanding. Okay, I'm clear now on that. So perfect.
No,
Yeah.
no man.
So the motion is to approve everything minus the neon sign. So Jack, can you call for a vote?
That's my understanding. Is there any further discussion? All in favor of the amended motion? Aye.
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 Jack,
Those opposed?
is that a, Jack, I didn't hear your vote.
Yes, I voted for the amended resolution, motion.
Okay.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. And then we're going to have a second motion made for the neon sign, is that correct?
Yes, so the second motion would be to approve the neon sign as proposed that hangs off the corner.
I make the motion that we approve the neon sign.
So Lindy made a motion to approve the sign.
I'll second it.
Kristen seconded. Jack, you want to call for a vote?
Yes, so motion been made and seconded to approve the neon sign. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Nay. Motion passes.
Thank you. And I'm just being this nitpicky so that we don't have any confusion in the future about what you guys proposed.
Okay.
Or what you approved.
Looks real good, all of it.
Thank you,
That
guys.
originally was the Yellowstone Hotel when Livingston was killed. So thank you for bringing life back. to it.
We're really proud to be in that space and
It's a good
with the
space.
seniors as well.
Excellent
Yeah.
location.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks. Okay. So. Now, Jack, this would be the contractor and and the owner of True North are here. And I'm gonna pull up what they had what you guys approved last month, just to remind everybody. And then, are you guys okay if Justin gets up to speak?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for squeezing us in today. I think that the changes that we're gonna talk about are kind of minutia. They don't really impact the visual effect that the building is gonna have in the end. But I figured we better run this through you guys for approval.
So we're talking about this right here. Yeah,
Just that lower portion. So
no, the upper portion, correct? Or the lower portion?
All of it.
It's all
All
of
of
it.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
this is the
Um,
damage
so
and then-
the upper is just being painted where the stucco is above.
okay, I got you. So it's the lower portion that
this
has.
is a material change.
Yeah, so as proposed before, we were gonna do metal cladding on everything below the awning. The budget from the insurance company is woefully meager, and we are making some compromises. The material that we're proposing to use is called True Exteriors, the fiber cement product. I've got the color samples painted on this. You can see how it takes paint. And then there's the store panel, which will be the entry door. So we're going from 2 doors to 1 door to save cost.
Oh, okay.
So
Taking
the,
out the second door?
We're putting a window.
so
May I jump in? That second door's been painted shut.
Yep.
Because it's been non-operational. And
so,
also,
so some of this would be storefront.
The windows themselves will be storefront material, the
So
metal,
actually the frames for those windows would be that dark color.
correct. And
Even
then
though
we
that's-
color match the paint. So the
And the door would be that dark color.
And then we would be painting all of the fiber cement cladding.
And then everything
to
else
match.
would be fiber cement.
Yeah,
And you'd have 2 colors in that. There's that
correct,
accent color.
Yeah.
And then above would be that stucco,
correct. And that would be
Yeah,
painted the
and the-
blue that's,
and the sign is a player to be named later.
exactly, we'll come back. to that.
Okay.
Did you guys understand that? 'Cause I'm not sure I totally did, but Tom totally understood it, so he could explain it to you.
Well, the windows are gonna have this because they're gonna be aluminum storefront.
That being the, like a charcoal black,
Right.
okay, because
And,
they can't see.
well, it's not reflected in the rendering and that's sort of, that looks like it's the same color as this now.
Yeah, so the rendering itself, if I made those colors any darker, you can really see any detail in it.
Everywhere it looks
Specifically-
brown, it's gonna be that black.
Correct,
Except for around the window frame and the entry door, which would be this.
well.
It's the
so
same black color,
The whole
just
facade minus the stucco and the relief panels down below the windows is going to be painted to match the windows. So it'll all be a uniform color. With
And then the
only
blue is
accents
here.
being the stucco above and the recessed panels below.
So this is the raw material. This is that brown color. This is that accent color, but so it's just storefront. So there's,
Yeah.
this is the door.
So,
and the
and
window.
instead of doing a full storefront metal exterior, we're gonna do fiber cement painted to match.
Did you guys catch that?
yes, this one right here is gonna be
Yes.
the metal,
Okay.
and then
And let me-
everything else
may I-
is that fiber cement paint.
I'm gonna try to open this up. They can see this and when we just got this way, so I don't have a digital version.
It's,
So this is, these two are the same color, yeah?
They're color matched, so it's not 100% perfect,
I
but
mean,
it's pretty darn close.
for the average
It'll be-
layperson's eye like myself, they look pretty darn
Black
close,
is
right?
black,
So,
yeah.
but
You'll be able to tell standing next to it that one is
you would be able to
and,
tell.
a wood
and
look.
I would,
this,
But you go ahead.
here,
well, one has a different
But-
texture.
It's, yeah, you're gonna be able to tell based on texture,
Okay.
and that's
so
it.
can you guys see this?
And actually that
Yes.
color is darker.
He was saying, explaining that you wouldn't be able to see it. He made it any darker on the rendering.
So did you guys decide not to put in an awning?
Yeah, correct.
Okay,
Yeah, where that's another sacrifice for the.
Yeah.
low
So you're just gonna
insurance
put in a
company.
little eyebrow up there.
And you guys had approved that at the last one, that you
I
approved
can
both of
remember,
the.
yeah. I like
with
the
and without.
one door idea very much.
Yeah, I think functionally it's been one door for a long time.
And it has the top,
Yeah,
that same
it has.
colors down. below.
Exactly, so there's only 2 colors, 3 materials,
Pretty
stucco, storefront, and then
Pretty
simple cement layer.
Did you give any more thought to just painting the sign on the building rather than making a 3-dimensional one?
We haven't gone down that path
Okay.
as far as deciding. what
I think
that
a
final-
3-dimensional sign's kind of nice, but it's up to you.
He did say.
I
he was
love
coming
that
back.
idea. It's just like
Yeah.
$12,000 versus 2. So if I can come up with 12, I'll do it.
Yeah, and you're gonna bring the sign back.
It's all a matter of time. How long,
We're not asking. for-
how long do you want to pay it
We
off?
approved at the last meeting, the window decals being redone as is.
And then they were gonna come back at a future meeting with the over the door
Correct.
sign.
And James, I like the idea of painting your sign on the building. I just like that idea. I think I mentioned it briefly last time, rather than a 3-dimensional sign, but it's totally up to you guys.
Sure.
I think it looks good. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
like
And I kind
having
of
it
like,
just
I
painted
kind of like
on.
the 3-dimensional sign, but it costs more.
Budget wise, I like Wendy's idea.
Yeah, and Tom's gonna pay for
Actually, I
the,
love that idea.
right, Pinocchio? Okay.
So I do have a question. Good to see you, Justin. Hi, I didn't get to say hi, but so is the cement board, is it a Hardy product or whatever? Irrelevant. Manufacturer.
Yeah, it's a product called True Exteriors, which is
Oh, I know
a
Trixie's, right.
higher quality premium product. It's actually the only thing we can get in a smooth texture. Hardy.
That was gonna be my next question. Is there any kind of texture? So smooth is preferred in my opinion as well. So, okay.
With colors this dark, you won't see texture anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
well, that comes with like a cedar embossed texture, which it's not what we're looking for.
No, okay. All right, that's the only questions I have.
Very rich and historic looking colors. I really, really like them.
I was having a little trouble hearing that. I understand that you're going to do away with the 2 entrance doors and just have 1 door in there now.
That is correct, yeah. So there's currently only one functional door on that facade. And then to save cost, rather than putting in 2 doors, we're just gonna do the 1. Also, it's pointed out that to be code compliant, the doors have to switch swing from being currently in swing doors to out swing doors, which creates a point of potential conflict on the outside of the building at the entrance. So eliminating a door actually streamlines the flow of that entrance. And
And one's been painted shut for a while.
yeah, it's been, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't enter that door anyway unless you're
That's
an
just
idiot
a
going there for the
storefront.
first time and you don't read the signs. I'm trying to get in there. So I'm a fan. of
We
this
all,
idea.
we all know where it is.
So then Jennifer, you held that up there. I'm assuming that you're going to eliminate the left hand or the north door and just have the right hand door. Is that as it is now? Is that correct?
As drawn, so we'll put in a tall window that'll be the same height as the door that's going in.
That's the window.
But there's a panel that'll be framed in below that window.
That'll match the lower panels.
Exactly, and the paneling will match the entire lower facade of that.
Trying to find a picture to show what it looks like now because it's,
Well, this is a much more descriptive drawing that it's gonna look better than. mine.
this is what
Yeah.
it looks like now. I mean, Jack, I know you've probably been here, but just to remind you.
Give a beautification award to whoever drove into your store.
This door does not open right now.
If
It's
we
painted
said
shut.
you
You have
know
to
who
go
it
in
is,
here.
but we won't go there. I was,
So this
So-
will remain a door and this one will just be changed into like a half window.
Yeah, and the window height will basically, that air conditioner will go away. The window will go basically to the top of that soffit
Yep.
underneath the awning there.
okay.
So Justin, one question I have, and then this goes back to Jack's question about the door. The National Park Service standards recommend that if you do make a change to a facade, something like swapping a door out for a window, that at any point in time in the future, you could pull that window out and convert it back to a door. Do you see any issues with what you're doing that would prevent that? And, 20 years from now, a different owner or same owner wants to do something different. Do you that panel be able to be pulled out and replaced fairly easily, right?
Correct. We're not gonna do any structural modifications to the storefront, so it's pretty much just infill.
Everything could be done. Funny.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, thanks, Ron. That's, I had that same question. Thank you very much.
okay.
Any other further questions?
Looks good. I really like the colors
I'll move approval.
and everything. I second the motion.
Tom has made a motion to approve and Lindy has seconded.
Motion's
Jack, you
been
wanna
made
call for the
and seconded to approve the request as submitted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Was opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Can you?
So when are you gonna do
maybe
this?
Send me
You're gonna try to get this done
pictures,
before
whatever,
summer.
Yeah.
digital versions
May.
and explain kind of the texture and all that,
Mid-May.
just in like a quick.
I got
thing.
it.
Weather's good now.
Yeah.
We've just been having.
Well, it's
Yeah, this week.
We've got more snow and rain in the forecast, Tom. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Who can we speak to? Is there some downtown beautification funds, to my understanding, that might be available for application?
There are some facade grants available from URA.
From the URA?
Yeah, they're changing their focus to rehab, but I believe the facade program is still available, so I would say contact Chris King, the URA.
I would just, boy, every city question where to apply stuff, I would just,
That's it. How about I
I
email
just
you?
go,
That would be great.
I'll
Because
email
I've been
you.
looking-
I just go ask Faith.
Last meeting I came to, they told me that there was, that they would definitely consider that for us.
No, I will
But I
just
can't
email you
find
the
the
contact
application.
information.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Have a
Thanks,
good
guys.
day.
Thanks.
Bye, have a good day. Okay, now, we have a last minute addition. That I believe, we still have some time, so are you guys all good to hear this?
I'm good.
You
It
wanna-
doesn't take off for Eastern over 3 hours.
You're leaving again.
Do you wanna go ahead and step up and, so this is related to the Hyatt House sign that you guys have asked about and, the improvements that you're making.
I'm here on my second notice of violation
Okay.
on my sign. It's been a continuing battle with the neon on that sign. Cause it's on that corner and it gets the most wind in town. The little rocks blow up and break off tubes and. So they had a picture of it in here a while back that showed the H was out and that was a crossover wire on there while they fixed and got a new one. They got the new one, they stuck it up, it broke. They came back and stuck the new one up, but they hit the truck, the boom hit another one, broke it, so they came back and fixed it, but meantime, there was another one that went out, so this is a continuing deal with this neon on this sign. So far, I've got about $19,000 in it, since I've had it since '96. Just in neon tubes and transformers, that's the upkeep on it.
Yeah.
So I never have got it, me and Tom were gonna paint it. He did paint the side signs for me, the ones that are on the walls that are blue now. Those used to be red a long time ago and they were really faded and ugly. Kind of like, that's what they looked like years and years ago. And I
Okay.
repainted them blue, but now they're starting to get to the point where they need it again. Tom was down here in front of the committee and they okayed this blue color that I have here years ago. I don't think it's this exact one, but it's one that's close. And we were gonna paint the main sign, me and Tom were, but we never got to it. He got sick and passed away.
Tom Tokarski. Okay,
Karski, that's his name.
I wondered who you meant. Okay,
Yeah, purple.
yes, yes, Tom,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cause they made all the neon tubes over there and stuff. There's a
Yeah.
Sign there.
One of the
Um,
few in Montana. They made the neon
That's why
here
there's
in
so
Livingston.
much neon here in Livingston, because it was local and he liked to build it. So, yeah, you can see the blue on the middle one, the side signs aren't there. I should
Okay,
have got a better.
I can pull that up too. I
But
just
the
haven't-
original idea was to paint blue, 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 all three of them. And I was gonna do it a few years ago and then they tore the street out
No.
one direction and they tore the street out the other direction. And then we got COVID. And then I didn't have any money for a while. So now I'm probably in a position where this summer we can probably get it done. The last time I had a bid on it was $8,500 to have it painted by somebody professionally with insurance. There's a liability on that corner right there. Somebody comes around the corner and hits the lift or something. It's a big problem.
Yeah, I don't have a picture of
I
that.
think I could paint it myself probably because my building liability insurance would cover me. Being able to get up there and do it, it'd probably take me a week to get another person. I don't know if that's the answer. be a lot cheaper. Then these sign companies, one company, they want to take it down. Take it somewhere. I don't want that.
They want just, yeah,
And then another one want to take all the glass off. And another company
all the
wanted to
glass off.
take all the glass off and then paint it and then put it all back on. You're gonna break. There's gonna be
It's
breakage. There's 30
delicate.
tubes on that.
They're not
Yeah.
thinking, Scott.
Hmm?
They're not thinking to take it all off.
Well,
No.
Excuse
Another
me.
company wanted just to paint the light, the white part. And then paint clear coat over the rest and call it retro.
Mm.
Which I don't think is gonna fly with you guys.
What do you think? Don't you think
No.
that's not a
I
good
wanna-
idea?
Yeah, the original idea, like I said, I've been working on it for 20 years, is to get the whole thing blue. The white trim. White trim with the blue.
so what?
See that? See the white tubes on the outside?
Yeah,
Yes.
these guys
Just
and
a couple
this.
of years ago, none of those worked, 5 years ago.
No.
When I originally got the sign, since, those hadn't worked since the 80s, all the clear ones on the outside. I finally got all those redone and put back. So the whole thing is lit except for the H. Now it's the I.
Now it's the I
Now
because
it's
the H
the I.
was fixed
This
and
week.
they dinged
After
the
the
I.
wind today, it's probably the T.
Now it's
It takes a beating up there.
hot elbow.
So that
Oh,
every time
yeah.
that sign guy comes through, and this new sign guy is from Yisco, it's out of Great Falls, Illinois. He just drives by and looks at it and see if there's anything wrong. Climbs up there and works on it. He's probably got a continuous order for it. So that's kind of I'm honored with it. Weather permitting,
Yeah,
this summer, we're not there yet. It would be a June, July, August, September type project.
for the painting.
Yeah, it has to be warm out,
Okay.
but not blazing
At
hot.
least 43 degrees,
Yeah.
Scott, that's all. Mhm.
And I need to find good sign paints, which is hard to find, I think. I haven't researched it yet. It's not like the old lead days.
So-
Last time it was painted, Tom painted it with a brush. Back in 80,
Yeah, I volunteered to paint it and it
70s.
can be done with a brush. Mhm.
a roller,
Yeah,
paint the letters.
And where's the color your, so I can hold it up for,
Well,
Is it right here?
this is really close, this one right here,
that's close to what it already is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
But you're
this one.
a little darker or the same?
same as this.
Okay.
So you're talking, you're
You see that?
talking, just see if I can sort of summarize.
that's like battle chip
This one,
gray,
yeah.
because it's got a blue in it. I really like that, Scott. I like that a
That's
lot
what
better
these-
than the black. Mhm.
Yeah,
Cleaning it up will
Mhm.
it
It'll be
used to be
so
red.
nice.
like that.
Yeah, I
Long time
remember.
ago. And it was
Did you
just-
guys see that? This one right here?
So is that what you're proposing, the top one?
Yeah, it's almost
This
like
one.
No, she's pointing to a color.
a denim. Yeah,
So what you're gonna do is, what's dark now would be that color.
Make it all the
That's-
same.
What's white
White
would be
lettering.
white,
Yeah.
and the neon would work.
Very
Yeah.
rich.
It's only
Very
one piece
nice.
right now. There's 30 pieces on that main
Oh,
sign.
Wow.
Look, that thing, it would be a shame to see that go.
Oh, I've
Oh,
had people say, well, you gotta put an LED, which the LED is not
It's
quite
not,
there yet.
it's not the same.
It's not there yet.
yeah.
There's
and
nothing like neon.
You gotta keep up. If it gets away from you, in a few years it has, because I didn't have a sign guy. Tom was gone and somebody had it, and they were gone, and then somebody had it. And then I went to billing sign, and then they quit working on it for me, and I think I'm on my 5th or 6th. Chaz was working on it, and he quit on me.
Hmm.
I'm the 6th person now over the years, which isn't too bad, I guess. I
I
wish I
think
could
that,
just,
I think it's, lights are gonna go out, and I think that that's something
that's
that
just a
everybody has to
continuing
understand,
problem.
that's.
Like I
But
said,
the paint, I think, is something that's
time.
brought up a bunch
Yeah.
of people.
I was gonna do it, like I said, almost 10 years ago, and nothing's. And the last couple of years done.
Yeah.
I
Street
love your sign.
construction
It's so
stuff.
unique for downtown. It's so unique. I
It's
love
just
your
one of,
sign.
it's just one of the great neon signs. that's-
Yes.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
bunch- There's a bunch of them. It wouldn't be the same without it.
Tom did
Yeah.
all that because like you said, his dad made all the neon right up there on Park Street for these. I watched him when I was a kid doing that. For him back there in the corner,
Yeah,
you've probably seen him.
yeah.
And they made all that stuff.
So
That
what,
sign originally said Park Hotel. And they switched it over back in. I guess
I
when
don't know
Rose
when.
bought it, early
If you
'70s.
go to my Facebook page. Photo history for Livingston, Montana, I've got a picture that you'll find that old sign on there,
Yeah,
Scott.
yeah. There was one before that, and another one before that.
Yeah,
Over
So-
the years.
Timeline wise, you're working on the neon to find somebody that can,
No, they're
Oh,
fixing it
okay,
right now.
they're
The eye is
it's
getting made.
ongoing, okay.
And when it
Neon
gets
is-
back, hopefully it'll be all lit up for a while.
Okay. And then the paint, just give me a shoot for date so I can kind of put it in your file, but as long as you're actively working on this,
Okay,
from a code
done by the end
enforcement
of August.
perspective, we're gonna continue to work with you.
Ace Hardware does have a high quality paint that is the closest that you'll get to sign paint. Cause I've worked with them working for the city and they've Ace Hardware.
You want to buy the best you can.
Yes.
Because it's
Oh,
Lot of
because it's
work.
gotta be durable more than house paint and everything.
And you don't want to do it again in 2 years.
So are you thinking May sometime,
I
June?
don't think it's gonna be warm enough, so. We're supposed to have.
Well, I
a
mean, it
cold
was
spring.
76 yesterday.
Yeah,
Hopefully or so.
has to be at least.
It'll be
So-
more
It's
than
not over yet.
We have 1 more week of cold weather coming up. They
It'll-
have to.
So-
I don't
43
think I can get up there until June.
Okay.
Really.
Well, that's okay.
Okay,
If
and
you
as
rent
long
those
as,
lifts, you don't want a rain day, because you gotta pay for it every day. They don't
Yep.
wanna just bring it, take it, bring it, take it.
and then
So,
once it's what, a 1 or 2 day, and then how long does it take to sort of dry, like? So within a week, once you start, it'll be done.
10 days.
It dries within a few
If I get
hours. It
some rain
cures in a
days.
couple days. Mhm.
Some rain days in there, you never know, you know?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that down and just,
They told
maybe,
me that if I go to paint that, the city wanted to know, was they wanted to come down there and put
Sure.
barricade that whole corner off.
and
so
I will
nobody
leave
can-
that, I will definitely leave that to Jim to work with you on that, because
Yeah,
that's
that's what I-
kind of more of a,
I
Yeah,
talked to Jim.
and you did talk to Jim.
Yep.
So, okay, so yeah, we're gonna just, there's nothing else you need to do. You let us
So I
know
can just
your
continue,
plans.
because
continue
the
with that.
color was approved a long time ago,
Well, so what I'm gonna ask you to
Beyond
do,
anybody's memory but yours.
I'm
probably.
unfortunately, there's sort of a lack of documentation of, especially things that are that old. It's kind of hard to understand what was approved and what wasn't. I'm gonna ask if I may, actually, before you leave, if I can take a picture of that.
I'm
Um,
not sure this is the exact one, but it's close.
Okay.
I'll look, I got some more of these.
could you, and then if you can take a picture or something, or if you wanna drop it by and I can just copy it so that I can put that in our records. Right now I've got like a gunmetal gray blue kind of thing going on, but that,
And then I'll get some
pretty-
pictures of those side
Is that-
signs.
Is that little Ella?
The house?
Yeah, that yellow house, with the H in it, is that?
That's gonna go away, that will be,
oh,
Oh, it
okay.
will.
I don't like it.
Hyatt House. Okay, I was just gonna,
You're
Tom
gonna,
beat me to the draw. I was gonna ask if you were gonna do it white.
They had a neon tube on there at one time.
Mhm.
So that's just painted on?
It's really expensive to replace it, so I just want that going like that.
But Scott, if you look at it cosmetically, you're just gonna have that big plain gap at the bottom, but it's up to you. You're the owner, but that's what makes it the
Is it?
Hyatt House. Would you consider doing it in white?
This,
Yes,
I just want it to disappear. I don't know why Rose ever put those up there.
because it's
So
Hyatt
that- they got little
House.
Chinese roofs on it.
It, I was gonna say yellow makes it look Chinese, but if you
There's
did
no
it white, they would
interpretation.
understand it's the Hyatt.
And I just don't understand why she did that.
I do.
So what I would like to ask
Because
of
it's the
both of
higher
you is, I'm gonna,
It's up to him to make a proposal and it's up to
Yes.
us to accept.
We're
it
just
or-
discussing it right now.
well, that's the thing, and I don't think you're necessarily approving anything because we don't have the colors yet,
So
so.
this is the color right here on this side.
Yeah, that blue.
So,
Painted the side signs and this one with the blue before in 96, 7, 8,
Okay.
somewhere.
why don't you and I maybe if you have time, set up a meeting, a quick meeting, and what I
We'll
can
get
do
our
is
colors.
bring in the colors, I can sort of help
Yeah.
draft something up, and then I can bring it back to you, so it's all on one sheet.
Yeah,
And that way it's also easier for us to track, that way 5 years from now, somebody's like, well, that wasn't approved, yes, it was, because this is.
Yeah,
That's my goal.
It was all down in Tom's records. and I went
just
down to
take-
get it, and those kids threw everything away down. And they're-
oh, yeah, they
I don't
would.
even know.
Scott,
who
Get
that
take,
is.
take that picture. Print it on a piece of paper with some white background and just make some circles and arrows as to what you're gonna do where.
Okay,
That
And
was
then, and then.
kind of what I said, but in a different way.
But then, and then,
we'll get
and then,
something like, you know.
yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
and
And
I'll
then
help
just,
you do it. so
we're gonna
it's-
do this here and this here, and so it's all in one place.
But what I would like to know is the exact color, because then I can go digitally online and find that online. And I can also include it on this. It's kind of nice if we can have it all in there. We don't, the
I'm pretty
dimensions you
sure
don't
I
need, you're
got
just redoing the same.
Well,
sign.
yeah, the dimensions are the
Yeah,
dimensions.
that's
They probably
right.
don't, they
If I
probably
have to,
don't
I'll take
figure in
one
the
of
new
those
sign
panels
code.
off the Sign and take down and have it color matched, and we'll have it colored.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of hassle.
can-
If I don't
Probably
find the
just-
right chip though, I'll make it work.
Just-
Yeah.
Just,
Okay.
just,
You're gonna have the
Just-
right chip before you paint it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we
So-
got April, May,
Yeah, so I would say sometime if you think you're gonna start in June, maybe get that to me. Our meetings, the HPC meetings are the second Tuesday of the month,
Yeah, I
so.
know.
And worst comes to worst, if you guys are amenable to, I can email it out to you so that we don't have to wait
Yeah.
another month. If he comes back on like the day after, the second Tuesday,
Yeah,
that will work with you.
I'm just
to-
glad, I'm
to
just
do
glad
this.
you're restoring the sign.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna look
I-
great.
I've been wanting to, it just, it was
gosh,
where you could get to it.
Events get in the way.
Well, yeah, parents spent parent trouble for a couple years here, so.
yeah.
Jack, Ron, do you guys have any questions about this?
So. I'll
No.
continue.
I don't have any
Do
questions.
not.
I just, Scott, I didn't realize how expensive it is to keep these, I know the signs, the neon signs are expensive, but I didn't realize how expensive until you talked about how much you've spent over the years on keeping this sign going. So, and I appreciate that. I think this is super important, and thanks for taking that letter to heart and continuing to keep this sign going. Appreciate that.
They used to be about $50 a letter, now they're $150.
Hmm.
And nobody, you can't.
Well, it's not just the letters. You have neon all over that sign and the other signs. There's a lot of neon on this.
I was just wondering if that contact info for beautification would help him as well.
That's a really good question, and I'm happy to provide that too as well. I don't know kind of what it covers, but you're certainly in the URA's area of boundaries. So why don't I'm gonna
You
send
get
the
that
same
information.
information to the owner of True North. I'm happy to send it to you as well. Does Jim have your email? Do you know?
Well, I don't have it either. I'll get it to you.
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Do if you can, go ahead and
Stuff.
let me, I
Get this
would
more-
love to
No,
tell you. that part, but I'm not
That's
gonna
that's a really good thought. I mean, because especially since those things are expensive.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how much people are gonna be improving things, but
Yeah.
like keeping those neon signs going is right in the wheelhouse of what the URA should be trying to fund.
Mhm. You're doing a
Especially
lot of
since-
work to maintain.
Since
something
it's
that's very
existing
public.
people that aren't
So-
planning on expense and getting hit with expense.
Yes.
Once in a while it gets water in there too, and that
I don't know where very hard, so.
knocks it
Oh, for
out.
heaven's sake.
This JC version.
It's a good old- it's just
He can always hit
I can email, yeah, email my,
Yeah, and that way we'll set something up and I'll kind of help you put that all into one page and.
we'll go forward.
Yeah.
Okay, that's. where we're at.
Scott, are your mom and dad the landlords of that building? Of your business, or is that you?
Me and my mother own it
Okay,
jointly.
okay, friend to friend, check with your mother on getting rid of the Hyatt House logo. I really think that's an important part of the sign. That is the Hyatt House logo. And I understand why Jack and Rose did it.
Yeah, but I've been there since 1990,
But I mean, as far as painting and covering it up,
30 years.
but that's all right. That'd be like taking the depot and getting rid of the yin and yang on it. My personal opinion, check with your mother, but that is their
It's my
logo.
decision.
Oh, well, I mean, being she's the landlady.
I'm
sorry, I'm terrible.
You made your point, Lindy.
Yes, okay, but really, I would be sad if you got rid of the logo.
Okay, well, I just never have liked it. I just blocked it out.
I've
Didn't
never
think
liked
about
it because it was yellow and it gave it an oriental look and they were Italians.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it was just, I don't understand why that was like that.
Poor Jennifer.
I'll get a,
Please
Scott,
keep
thanks
it.
for-
No worries.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I would
So-
say, yeah, we'll table this. So I don't believe like a motion needs to be made right now since we don't have all the information. If you're okay, we'll just sort of,
I just wanted to make sure I can get a third
Update.
notice.
what?
A third notice. This is my second.
No,
notice.
Jim had already told me he talked to you, so
Yeah.
that just puts everything on hold. So I
Yeah,
think we're
thank you
good. We're
for
coordinated with
More
this.
tickets.
Yeah.
No, and I'll put that in your
Yeah.
record. No,
Okay,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you, everyone.
Yeah,
thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
we weren't here, but I got the second to get. kids back.
Um,
It was.
Oh, I know, I understand.
All right.
Yeah.
If I may, and actually, I didn't even realize this sort of was on the agenda because it was gonna come from me, but the old business. I have one more, I do have an update on Wolf's Merc, if I may quickly.
Okay.
And this, I really don't want to spend a lot of time on this discussion. If possible, because there's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. That sign was issued a permit. And the sign was inspected as it is currently installed and the permit was closed out. So no more action needs to be taken by the owner because the city approved it by permitting it
Even
and
though we
inspecting
did,
it.
Okay,
even though they built something that we didn't approve.
The city,
Shows where we stand in the pecking order. doesn't it?
all I can tell you is that it is actually, it's permitted. It was inspected as it is currently installed. And the inspection found that there was no concerns over safety or anything like that,
And
that
fine.
passersby.
Safety isn't the issue.
And so it was closed, the permit was closed out and there's nothing else.
I would just sort of like it to be clear that not everybody can do that.
Well,
Uh,
the process is more clear now than it was.
Well, if there's, I don't want that to set a precedent where
Right.
everybody.
I've talked to Jim and we will do a better job at coordinating between what is permitted and before any of these signs that have come through are approved. Like I said, I think the last year has just been really trying with
turnovers.
Jim doing two jobs and kind of Brad kind of covering, the building and nobody doing line planning and everything else that happened. I think that it just kind of got away. And
It was
so
very
I would
tumultuous
like,
year.
I would like to say that I do appreciate your sort of rigorous approach to this.
I appreciate that you think it was rigorous. I just didn't
Well,
want you guys to come back and say, why
It's-
haven't you
it's
looked
all-
into it? So,
You don't appreciate how
Self-preservation.
unrigorous it sort of has been,
like I said, I'm gonna just,
not to.
I know, but
Go
I'm just
for it.
gonna say there's been a lot going on, as you know. There was nobody in my position. I think Matthew left in March and I didn't get here until November. And so Jim was doing double time, plus the
Yes.
flood, plus everything. So
There
there was
was-
just a lot going on.
There was a
So,
big leadership vacuum in the whole city.
and now we're gonna move forward and I will do better to coordinate with Jim and anything that comes through here. And let him know the outcome and we'll take it from there.
I think one thing that you can say is that the new sign code doesn't allow that kind of a sign. It allows a hanging sign.
So if we went around and put in our code, everything that's not allowed versus what's allowed, we'd have like a 2,000-page
No,
code.
I know, but you're talking about what is allowed.
Are we talking about the wolf sign? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes,
And the fact that there's nothing we can do
There's-
about it, it
there's-
is what it is.
it has been permitted, inspected and closed out. So there is nothing more that the owner, I told them, there's nothing more they need to do.
Well, heck, I had an idea.
You what?
I had an idea.
What is your,
Uh-oh.
She regretted.
it's your floor. It's your
I
meeting.
I wanted to know who owns the sidewalks downtown. Is that the city that owns them or the property owner?
No, it is city maintained sidewalk. And it was city staff that inspected that sign and signed up on it.
It's been approved now. It doesn't matter who owns the
So
sidewalk.
Well,
it's,
What's your thought?
Just put my mind at ease, who owns the sidewalk?
I think the merchants do because when they
No,
took
they
out,
don't.
no,
The city is
when they
public
took
right.
out all
No,
the
they don't.
purple glass squares, the merchants had to pay for that.
well, that's an
Doesn't- Do you remember
improvement
the-
district. So the
It's in the public
sidewalks
right of
are
way.
public right of way. Certain
I
maintenance, if
understand
there's
that.
beautification, but regular maintenance and ownership is city.
I know in the residential areas, the property owner has to maintain the sidewalk, but the city owns it, the same as the
Yeah,
boulevard.
that's not.
It's in the public. right of
Yeah,
way.
that's why Public Works right now is doing all those kind of sidewalk improvements on the areas where they're redoing the utilities because it's our responsibility.
Okay,
Like I said, I'm not saying that if there's like a beautification effort, like you're talking about, like some kind of art, maybe that's through an improvement district. But the structural, the basic maintenance and ownership is cities.
Well, if it's city owned, then there's a thing in the sign code that says you can't do anything on the property without the consent of the owner.
There
And-
is, and the owner inspected the sign and approved it and signed
Okay.
off on the permit.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Sign code, you can overhang a sign into the right of way.
Okay,
That's one of the, a projecting sign is a permitted sign, correct?
Yes, It is expressly permitted, and I think actually that was made clear in the updates that are gonna go into effect next month. It's super clear before, but I just wanted to alert you because you guys have been asking and I've been looking into it, but there is no further action that needs to be taken by
That's
the
the way it
owners.
is. Let's not spend any more time on it.
Well, and you can't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
Who said?
Or that, what she said. I would say, Jack, I don't know if you noticed this, but there is somebody from the public, there is somebody that's not on the board or for me, that's online right now. And so that, I don't know if they were there when you called for general public comments, but you may want to double check to see if they had anything.
This is Sean.
Yes, I don't, I'm not sure who that is.
I wondered who that was.
Yeah, the name is Sean Batura.
Oh,
I don't know. if
Hi,
saying-
I'm a reporter. I'm just I just saw the agenda and just thought I'd check it out.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, right. You're the.
I'm the new guy.
Now
we all?
I know where I've seen that name before.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
Thanks.
Sean.
Make sure we
Thanks,
didn't.
Sean. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you.
Anything else?
I don't have access to the agenda, so I don't know what's next, I guess.
That's, now it's board comments. I mean, do you have any, knock yourselves out.
Staff comments, is that what's next on the agenda?
Board comments, so. Board commission, I don't know why it says board, but there it is. Comments from you guys, the 5 of you. In a nutshell.
I don't have any.
Lindy,
I just, no. That hired house logo, it will break my heart if he paints over that,
that's your comment.
because it's historic. No.
Tom, you have
Nope.
anything?
Stuff that I haven't already said.
Ron,
No, other than thanks again for putting that presentation for the commission together. Thank you.
are welcome. I'll send you a reminder for your calendar for the
Send him a
commission
bill.
meeting, and if you can't make it, just let me know.
Hey, send, I don't care if his name's Bill.
Jack,
No further comment, thank you.
Tom's ignoring me. And it wasn't
Okay.
worth keeping with it.
then you may adjourn the meeting. If you wish.
Okay, no staff comments, then I will call for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second it.
No objection.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn at 4:45. I've got, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those
Thanks,
opposed, nay.
everybody. Have a
The meeting is
lovely rest.
adjourned. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you,
very
guys.
much. And I have to say that I'm gonna be there in full regalia, flesh and blood for our next meeting. And I'm gonna be very happy because it's really hard to hear.
The sign full
I miss a lot
regalia,
about
you might
I
hold
miss a
you
lot
to it.
about what's going on, but thanks
was
very
lovely.
much. I will see you in person in a meeting.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
What's the recording?
I gave Ron a bad time, but he was here last month, wasn't he?
Is this not record?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. It's Jack. I know Jack's been gone.